Here's Travis.
What's up, Travis?
Hey.
Hey.
You got us? Test 1, 2. Waiting.
Hello.
Waiting. Hey, I can hear you.
How are you?
Gotcha. Hey guys, how are you?
There we go.
Good.
We're doing good. How are you doing?
Good. Really good. I think I found the most quiet spot, so hopefully there won't be any meltdowns that are overheard, but we'll see.
Good.
Yeah,
I like
pretty
that
exciting
picture
day for us.
behind you. What is that picture?
Haven't you been doing this all week or what?
A little bit of it, yeah, off and on for sure. But I mean, the film is out tomorrow, so I think every day that goes by, it gets a little more real. So, and to the other question, this is Saskatchewan in this June. It's a tornado.
I was gonna say, Travis.
But...
Travis, I think I have the exact same freaking picture.
Hey, Greg. Yeah, you were there too.
How'd you get the Northern Lights in it?
Nice.
Perfect. I know, right? Lindsay, who wrote and directed the film, will be joining us soon. She's been texting, so I think I think she'll be on anytime now.
Okay.
Right.
I think Madison was maybe coming on too to supervise us, probably, so we don't get a little too crazy.
Cool. How crazy does it get?
Well, if you were to come on a real show, we'd ask you, "What are you drinking?"
Right.
First.
Yeah.
But
I debated that.
But we won't do that.
We only had a short time, it seemed, with you guys tonight than what we would normally have. So
my partner's putting the kids to bed. This is like my night.
Really?
Let's do it.
Well, then what are you drinking, Travis? Go grab something, buddy. You got time.
Exactly. So,
are you in Saskatchewan?
No, I'm in Toronto. So, but during COVID, without being able to really get to the States to chase freely there, Saskatchewan was kind of the name of the game once or twice this year. It was my getaway to storm chasing. So
I thought I heard it was either Saskatchewan, Toronto, or Fargo. I was trying to pick up on the accent, so just having fun.
Oh, really? I've heard California too, but no, it's just, I guess, the weird way I was raised.
Here's Maddie, just in case we need to.
Cool.
Maddie made it. How you doing, Madison? Maddie?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thanks for setting this up.
Good. Well, thank you for setting it up. I'm glad we could make it work out.
Yeah, of course. All right. You guys are good to start with the episode. Yeah. Wait,
Okay.
No.
Okay.
What were you going to say? I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, have you been crazy all week as well?
Oh, it has definitely been a crazy week. Yeah.
Hi.
Oh, I didn't realize Lindsay was here. That's Rain. But yeah, it's been a crazy week. Obviously, the film comes out tomorrow. We're super excited about that.
Yeah.
I can't hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got
you.
you.
Hear you.
Yeah.
Turn up the volume, maybe?
Does anybody know sign language?
Well, it might be her. It's just her settings, her camera mic settings down at the bottom.
Yeah.
I can spell Maz, but it'd take a long time to help her.
It's very easy to spell Maz.
Just check
your
M-A-Z-Z.
Thank you.
mic.
Now, is this video and audio or just audio?
It's really just audio. I mean, that's what we do. We'll usually post and make the video available, but most of all of the people that follow and listen to us listen to the podcast that we edit. So we edit the audio. Yeah, the audio podcast. We'll probably post this. Try and post it as soon as we can. We normally post on a Sunday, but we'll make MJ work. See if he can try and get it out since the movie's out tomorrow.
We'll
so
see what I can do.
Lindsay is better. Well, now we lost your audio.
You're muted. You're muted now.
Oh, she was muted. Okay.
I think, is that better now?
Hey, all right.
And Maddie, are you okay being back in the green room then and just watching?
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you guys so much.
Okay.
Cool. All right. So, Lindsay and Travis, thanks so much for joining us. So here's what we're going to do. So the typical show, the show that we do, we call ourselves the most entertaining weather podcast. No one else told us that. We just kind of made that up ourselves. But we like to have fun. as we talk about weather stuff. So we've got on the show, we've got meteorologists, we have storm chasers, we have both combinations. So it's really an eclectic group of people. And I'll just kind of quick go through this because I know we don't have a whole lot of time with you guys. But Serena is she's our former meteorologist at the Mount Washington Observatory. Mark Massaro, he's a former TV meteorologist, both in Michigan and Cincinnati area. Jen Watson's meteorologist and contributor with the Weather Channel. Greg Johnson is Tornado Hunters storm chaser up in Canada. And then there's me. I'm just nobody. I just kind of run the show. And then MJ Mark is up in Minnesota, and he is a Skywarn network coordinator in his Minnesota county as well. So kind of a little bit of everything, and that's kind of what usually makes us fun. But because we have a short time period with you guys, we're going to edit this show a little bit differently. So we're just going to start right off the bat with our normal interview as we would with our guests. So we'll just kind of do that. And if we can go 30 minutes, I'll be happy with that. And that'll be really cool if you guys are good to go to the bottom of the hour. Lindsay, are you okay with that?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Okay. So we'll just do that. And we're going to kind of just go around the horn and ask some questions. And we've had the luxury of being able to see the movie. We're excited for you guys and for tomorrow being able to have that finally released. That'll be pretty cool. So what we're going to do, Greg, I'm going to have you guys have you do their introduction. All right. So I'm just going to kind of count you in. Do you have their intro stuff? Okay. Yep. So I kind of put bio stuff together for you guys. So I hope it's okay. It's not huge. I tried to crunch it down. You guys had a lot of stuff to talk about, but
and so Lindsay, just a quick question. How do you pronounce introductor?
That's an excellent question. That was really good. That was good. I can hardly pronounce it. Introductor. They roll their R's a lot better, but you said
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The translator, but yeah, introductor.
Excellent.
Cool. So I'll count Greg in. He'll kind of do a quick introduction for you guys. He'll start the questions. We'll just kind of roll through anything that you guys want us to make sure we cover or something we have to avoid, anything like that.
I would just say a few of the media stuff that we've done have mixed it up. I'm not technically the writer. Lindsay is the writer and director. So I'm producer and executive producer on the film. And I also collaborated on the story with Lindsay.
Okay. I thought you had co-writer credits, but no.
Story by credits.
Story by credits.
So
okay.
Just that distinction. Yeah.
Okay. So Greg, there you go.
Yeah.
You can adjust accordingly, but cool.
Yep.
Anything else, Lindsay, that cover, not cover? We
No,
good?
I think we're good.
All right, cool. We're pretty laid back. I mean, I'm going to be drinking while we're doing this, so feel free to have one yourself if you'd like. But
most people are surprised. They all start very straight-laced, and then by the end, they're like smoking a cigar and like, "Oh my gosh, you guys are fun." So,
I want to do more of this.
Greg, are you ready? We'll get going.
I'm ready. Yeah, anytime.
All right, 3, 2.
All right. Well, we've got with us on the show tonight a couple of people who are going to really entertain us, and we're going to be talking to Lindsay Gossling. Now, Lindsay is the writer and director of a film. I'm going to start over.
Good call.
It was limping
call,
along
man.
there, Greg. Like, no offense, but
Yeah.
He's already one in. He's one in.
four.
All right. Well,
Just wait, Phil. What do you like? Other than saying the
do you have their bio stuff?
Yeah. I've got their bio.
Just
but
do
I'm
that.
Just saying,
Just say, hey, we're here with Lindsay Gossling, who's a writer, director, producer.
yeah.
Just get into it.
Yeah.
Rip and read, baby. Rip and read.
All right.
You're fired after this, by the way. All right, coming in. 3, 2.
All right, we're here with Lindsay Gossling, who's the writer and director and producer, whose work is driven by social justice and the notion of everyday survival. Her first feature film, Introductor, had its world premiere at Sundance in 2018. in the World Cinema Dramatic Competition and went on to become Cuba's official selection for the Academy Awards. Lindsay is the director and co-writer of 13 Minutes. And we're also joined by Travis Farncombe. Now, Travis is a storm chaser. He's also the producer of this film. Travis has been storm chasing for over 10 years. He's a resident of Toronto. He frequents the central U.S. plains and is also a storm guide for Silver Lining Tours. Now, Travis is the founder of the social media chasing website Highways and Hailstones, and he's also well, we were going to call him a co-writer, but we're not calling him a co-writer now. He's the producer of 13 Minutes.
Welcome.
Hi, guys. Thank you so
You
much.
got it. There it is.
That was a mouthful. I know.
All right, Greg, go ahead.
Yeah, well, okay. Listen, Travis, I have to hit you first with this question. When we ran into you this year in Saskatchewan chasing storms, I asked you, what do you do for a living? And you said, well, I'm in film. And I think you really undersold yourself this year, considering you're coming out with this amazing film, 13 Minutes.
I know, but here I am overselling myself, right? Like we're really getting at it this week. It's a big week for us for sure. 13 Minutes is, out tomorrow in the US, the next week in Canada. And to be honest with you, Greg, like when I go and like bump into you in Saskatchewan or Alberta or wherever it was last summer, obviously I've been working on this for years and know this is coming down the pipe, but like it feels a heck of a lot more real tonight than it did out there on the plains with you. So it's a good week for us.
Yeah, and Lindsay, how did you guys meet up? Like, where did the connection come between the two of you?
So we've known each other for years, forever and ever, and we've just known each other forever. I don't even know we go back so far, but when we first kind of got together, and I've obviously known about Travis's passion for tornadoes and desire to drive towards them when everybody else is driving away. For a long time. And, the whole film sort of started to come about when we started talking about some of the challenges and the social, the dangers and the risks to communities. It was sort of the inception and the beginning of conversations that led to this film.
And Travis, why, listen, we're storm chasers. You're a storm chaser. Why did you not take the storm chaser side of this thing? This movie is built around these people and their stories and their 13 minutes. Why not the storm chaser? The storm chasers are going to be a little bit pissed off at you.
Yeah, that's okay. they can sit this one out. Storm chasers have a lot of tornado movies, frankly. Like that's there's a lot of really fun tornado movies out there. There's a lot of kind of goofy tornado movies out there, but we wanted to make a real one. And in this case, we actually wanted to also teach some kind of undercover lessons in this. We want to have a cultural impact. We want people to remember what Carlos did wrong in his moment of survival and what Jess and Anna did right. And so for us, we kind of decided, let's leave storm chasers out of this. They've had their moment in the sun. If we want to tell a real story and lean into the realism of these events, you do that by talking about the people that are actually impacted. Storm chasers go out, have a good time, love seeing a tornado out there on the open prairie when it's not impacting anything. But all of us are, know that one of those realities is that it can happen to communities. And so I think that there's, there's a degree of responsibility. If you're going to make a storm movie, let's do it right. And let's try and have an impact. So that's the approach that Linz and I took on 13 Minutes.
No sharks? No sharks in this?
We talked about sharks lots, but there are no sharks.
That's not surprising though, what you say here, Travis, because when I was looking at it, when I was watching this movie, I was thinking, wow, you guys really have prioritized weather safety. I'm actually going to say that this is probably one of the most educational weather movies out there from a weather safety perspective that I've ever seen. And I thought that was really awesome. And I think a big part of that, too, what helped was the character building you guys did. So Lindsay, this story, I felt like really built the characters in the beginning more so than other stories I've seen. And I feel like that was probably really important in driving some of these lessons home. Can you talk a little bit about why it was so important to develop these characters in the beginning?
It really was. I mean, this is an ensemble. We have an ensemble cast. It's an ensemble film. So you don't have a ton of time to introduce everybody and get the audience to, know who they are, relate to them, like them. Because very soon we're going to destroy their world and we have to care about them before we do that. So, it was important for each and every one of them to have, one of the things, so I'm just going to sidestep a little bit, but I will come back. When we meet each one of these characters, they're all going through something like huge in their life. We're meeting each one of them at sort of a pinnacle or a turning point in their own life. And that was important because the tornado itself, it hits once. I mean, we got one hit with the tornado. And so when we meet everybody, they're going through this, we're meeting them at the culmination of like a crisis moment in their life. And then the tornado is going to rip through and destroy that world. So yeah, I mean, it was essential from the outset to have characters that were relatable. Another thing is, to your earlier, what we were talking about with the weather messaging, one of the things when Travis and I first started talking about this, we were talking about all the problems that are had in terms of getting people to respond properly to weather warnings. And some of those things were, people, they just don't listen because they think they know better when they're being told very clearly what to do. They don't understand because of, or they get confused by mixed messaging and outdated advice, or they don't understand because of language barriers. And so as we were talking about each one of those communication problems, we also felt that they would really marry up well with each one of our sets of characters and each one kind of experiencing one of those related communication issues in their own world.
And if I could add to that, I would just say, like, everyone on this panel knows that tornado warnings are actually pretty good a lot of the time now. Like, the science, the meteorological science is really in place. But at the end of that line is the social science. It's the human element. And so what we did was we take you to a place where that human element is on display, and you're going to see how circumstances matter, choices matter, and the responses matter. And so that's really kind of, I would say, what drove the characters to that point where they are all behaving the way that they do. And all of that makes or breaks all of their different moments of survival.
So this, I didn't realize till I actually looked it up. It was actually filmed in El Reno as one of the locations, which is notorious for one of the worst tornadoes in history of the world. How did you decide on El Reno and Minco? And when you went there, did you have to be sensitive to the people living there? Like, as this movie comes in, are there still some like PTSD going on with people? Or, I mean, like, what y'all have to do to prepare for this?
It's an interesting question. People were very open. Everybody wants to talk about what happened. They were more willing and open to speak with us anyway. I didn't feel like we were overly, needing to couch anything. It's very much a reality for them. In terms of the place and finding it, I had never been to Oklahoma until we were location scouting. And Travis took us down, me and our other producer, Karen Harnish, and we drove around. And when we came to El Reno, it was just absolutely perfect in terms of this world that we were setting up. It was the size, it was the downtown, it was the character of the place. So yeah, as a location, it just absolutely fit the bill in terms of what we were looking for. And then everybody was telling us stories about, tornadoes they had experienced, or the big tornado, or where they were when it happened. So yeah, a lot of stories, a lot of learning was done by listening to them.
The weather, I loved the weather areas in this. Just real quick, I just wanted to say, Travis, in Twister, for example, everybody knows Twister. In Twister, the hail, it was like I got it out of my refrigerator freezer. It was coming out as crushed ice. In this, I was very impressed with the hail. It's some of the stuff that the weather people who watch from before are going to watch and go, oh, how'd y'all do it?
All right, so that just warms my heart because the hail was our most challenging VFX element. We worked with Company 3 Toronto for all of the visual effects in the film, and hail was the one thing where it was really hard to get it to read on screen, and we were getting down to the wire because you've only got so long for post-production, and it was actually like the last one or two passes where it was like, oh man, that's it. We got it now. All of that hail that you see in the film is visual effects, with the exception of a couple like snowballs that were hucked at Thora Birch as she ran through a parking lot. And all of the credit for that goes to the VFX team, who just took visual references. We gave them, videos and said, this is softball size hail. This is what it really looks like. This is what we want. And they just like ran with it as far as they could and nailed it. And I will also say, like, I hope that all of the weather watchers and weather enthusiasts on this panel have noticed stuff like the wind. We have inflow. It's so common in these films. The wind's blowing the wrong direction. It's like, big tornado, but they're all in the outflow. So we got that specific on it, where we were moving wind machines around to make sure, and credit goes to Lindsay for that, to make sure that we were that true to the nature of this, because we know that audiences are going to feel that, whether they know it, educationally or intrinsically, they're going to get it.
I love that. Oh,
And-
go ahead.
Oh, just to add to that a little bit, I mean, this was one of the things we wanted to make this the most realistic tornado that has ever been seen on screen. We wanted it to feel real and authentic, and this, to create this giant rain-wrapped beast. Everything from all the sky replacements that have been done all the way through. Meticulous time and care and all of Travis's consultation and, picking every sky and cloud so carefully to make sure that it tracked with this day, all lends itself to that. And he's underplaying his role in the hail a little bit. It was so meticulous in terms of like the velocity of fall and the rate and the bounce height. So yes, Company 3 absolutely nailed it. And they went with, we went through iterations and iterations to get that hail right, because that is so hard to do. I mean, like you say, it's very hard to recreate practically. Like special effects team had created some really, really good, like they made ice balls and then they packed it with, lighter stuff and they shaved it and they made some really great physical hail, but the visual effects team, it took a lot of craft to get that hail right.
And I would have
I think that was a complimentary way to call me a pain in the ass.
No, but it was good. And I just have to say to both of you, like, it brought me to tears. Like, I sobbed really hard during the movie, not because it was sad, but I covered the super tornado outbreak of 2011 in Tupelo, Mississippi. I was a local meteorologist at the time. So I covered all 3 rounds of severe weather. We were on air total 18 hours. Like, the rolling up of the sleeves of the meteorologist, like, that's what happens. And him getting scared and just thinking, have you talked to my wife? Like, it was so real because that happened to my chief meteorologist. And so I was just like, oh my gosh, like, it took me back to that day. And I was just so amazed by all the detail, even the glass of water on the kitchen counter. Like, I noticed everything. But what I really noticed as well is the expanse of debris. It wasn't just like an acre of debris. It was like acres of debris. and it looked like what you would think. Like it really reminded me of the Joplin tornado and
Yeah,
the too,
yeah.
but like the trees cut off and everything. So I have to know, how did you guys do that? Did you bring in like dump trucks of debris? Like, how did that all happen?
Yes. So we, for a lot of the aftermath locations, like the residential area in particular, you know, we found a subdivision that had not yet been built. So we had roads and curbs and a few fire hydrants and things like that, but nothing else. And then we brought in 80 dumpster loads worth of building debris.
Wow.
And scattered it. And our production designer, Ian Phillips, and his whole team did such a tremendous job, because we provided them with so much visual reference for accurate tornado aftermath. And they spent so much time, you know, moving building debris around to create, you know, recreate what that aftermath would actually look like. The trees, some of the trees are practical. You know, again, our production designer spent so much time, every time we drive past junk on the side of the road, people say, like, oh, there's some trash. He's like, it's not trash, it's art. But we, you know, some of the trees are practical, but some of them are also computer generated. And that also, you know, Travis can speak to those ones, because all of those, you know, we had at a certain point a shot where it was all, and then visual effects backfilled the debris. So we have practical debris in the foreground, and then they've matched it to make it look on forever. So the actors have physical material to work with, and it's real. But then the backfill is computer generated. But then we had the final shot, and something was missing. And Travis was like, "It's the trees. We need more trees."
She's calling me a pain in the ass again, but yes, I don't know if you can say that on your show, but I.
Oh yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, I mean, we got halfway through the VFX process, and we had these amazing scenes of destruction, but something is missing. And like, I've seen tornado aftermath, and it was the trees. It gives this depth of destruction where everything is leveled, and you have these kind of monuments of destruction sticking out and going to the horizon, and that's what was missing. So yeah, and we looked to Joplin and Moore and Tuscaloosa and Greensburg. Those were all the you know, sadly, visual references that we looked to make sure that we got this right. A fun fact for you is that it was the same company that delivered our like 80 dump trucks full of rubble to the practical sets. Same company delivered all of the rubble for the Twister sets 20 whatever years ago. So we have our little Twister connection there.
So they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
No, this wasn't their first rodeo. No.
No. So I'll say this, and Lindsay, there's a lot of shit going on in this little town before the tornado hits, and it's really cool and interesting how it's like a Star Wars movie. Someone's related to somebody, and this person knows that person who's connected over here to that, and I found that really neat as the movie went on, and you saw those connections. But was this original idea, was this to be like a social drama film and you threw in the disaster, or was it supposed to kind of be a disaster film and you just thought, let's add a little social drama on the front end? How did this start out?
I think it started with tornado movie. Like, let's make a tornado movie. And really from the social impact side of it, but more from the weather messaging side. That was, you know, initially what we were talking about. Like I was talking about before, all of those communication problems. And then the more we were talking about it, and the more we were talking about each one of, you know, whether their specific issue, and then we started to break out, who would these characters be? What are they going through? And it really, what we started to create was a world that was this sort of microcosm of global issues. Like this could be, it is a town in the middle of Oklahoma. It could be anywhere. And the tornado then acts as a leveler. I mean, a tornado is a natural phenomenon that can rip through and, you know, devastate it's a social leveler. Like it devastates the world in minutes, and it erases those differences in doing so as well. Because I think often in the aftermath, people, you know, in the before world, everybody's quite inward looking and they're looking at their own problems and their own life, and it's all about them. And then afterwards, they're much more, all of those differences are gone as they work to help and save one another. And then, though, by the end with this film, you know, we didn't want to wrap everything up neatly in a bow. So some endings are not what we would expect them to be, because in life, not everybody, you know, not everybody's perspective shifts after a horrific event, whether it is a natural disaster or any other life-changing event that comes through people's worlds. I feel like I totally digressed from that question.
You had me at leveled. You're like, the tornado is a leveler. I'm like, yes, it is.
But there's a lot going on. It definitely started as a tornado movie, and we always wanted to make it at that and about in nature and the natural phenomenon and the beauty of it and being true to that. And then the world needed to be real and authentic too. You know, we wanted this film to be grounded in the real world. We wanted the characters to feel real, like real people with real issues that people face every day. And, you know, likewise, we wanted the tornado to be real and feel natural and not be a giant blue CG cone. So the whole world was crafted to have that sense of authenticity. And obviously at the same time, it's very contrived because everybody is, you know, everybody does match up. But that was not easy. You know, we often would, certain storylines would go one direction and have to pull it back and think, oh no, that person is connected to that person and they were just there. And so it took many iterations to get it to make sense.
That was the fun part, though.
Yeah, Travis, listen, the tornado scene where, sorry, the little girl's name, Peyton. She's out on the street and she's looking up at the tornado and she's got that moment of like, almost like a smile on her face, right? Like she's like, "This is incredible." What was the inspiration for that tornado? Like, was there one that like visually that it's supposed to represent?
I would say that there's not. I mean, spoiler alert, it's Tescott, the Tescott tornado. Storm chasers out there know the one. I was on that storm and then bailed on it, which I never do, but I did that day, so I missed that tornado, which sucked. But especially now that we've used Tescott in the film. Yeah, but I will say though, like what we didn't want to do was go with that like stereotypical tornado that people see the perfect tornado coming 30 minutes away. You know, we wanted to show audiences also that not every tornado looks like the Wizard of Oz or, you know, all of the tornadoes in Twister, much as I love it. Like we wanted to show a dark, messy, kind of evil tornado. We went rain wrapped, and you know, when it gets to that point where Peyton's standing out in front of it, she's right in there in the bear cage. The precip core has gone by, and she's in there with the beast. So I don't think there was a specific tornado that we were kind of trying to emulate, but definitely going with the notion that we wanted to show audiences you know, one of those other characteristic tornadoes that's not just what everybody expects. And I'll tell you that when we created that tornado, I watched every single video of tornadoes that was ever shot in 4K before we settled on that one. And then we augmented it with VFX flying debris. We also had Lindsay had the wind machine blowing toward Peyton in the tornado, but then we also augmented that with VFX to give their kind of a ground dust blowing toward the tornado being sucked toward it. We have a tornado. We took there's a bit toward the end where the roof gets sucked into it from the right. That's a piece that was augmented from another tornado video out there that's super famous. I want to say it's Attica, Kansas, but I might be mistaken right now. And then we kept adding to it, again, this is where like we're in the VFX studio, and like you can get really carried away when you're a tornado geek in a VFX studio. And we were adding power flashes and flying sticks, and like it ultimately took a lot of self-restraint not to just like load it up.
No, it was awesome. I mean, we all here have seen a ton of different weather movies. And for me, from my perspective, I'm going to go ahead and say that this was the most meteorologically accurate weather movie that I have seen. And it's by a long shot. Storms came from supercells. I mean, that in itself set you miles apart from a lot of the other weather movies out there. So,
I mean, not blue skies?
shocking, right? Tornadoes from Stratus. But
Yeah,
one of the
right?
things, so despite that, there were still, and tell me if I'm crazy, I saw tips of the hat to a lot of meteorological references out there. I saw what I felt like were subtle tips of the hat to Twister, to James Spann, to a whole bunch of little things like that while I'm watching this. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, am I reading too much into this? Or did you guys sneak some of that stuff in there? Because I swear to God, I saw it.
We again looked at every visual reference in the book. James Spann is a hero, and we watched every broadcast out there, from the live broadcast when tornadoes are impacting towns like Moore in 2013 and Joplin and Tuscaloosa. I don't know the one, but I think it's a tornado that impacted Tupelo several years ago, where it's not the same thing, but the reporter leaves the broadcast because the tornado, the velocity couplet's going right over the studio. So I mean, we definitely looked and considered all of that in really talking about who Peter Facinelli's character Brad was, because again, it's the character that needs to be telling people what and how to do it, and so I think just the accuracy of that was essential.
Lindsay, I got to ask this. We were talking about Un Traductor earlier, and I actually had to kind of look it up. I hadn't seen it, but I think this movie may actually get people, just from hearing this, want to go back and watch that movie, because I saw the trailer and I cried, of Un Traductor. Now, you made Jen cry in this movie. Were you supposed to make Jen cry in this movie?
With the sky. And there are moments, certainly. I love when you make people cry. I mean, anyway, anytime, then they're emotionally connected, and that's the goal. I think this has moments where I hope that by the end, all through it, before the tornado, as it's about to hit, you're going to wonder what's happened to people. You're going to want to reconnect with all of our characters, that we have that emotional connection. Un Traductor, I hope people go back and watch it. It is a beautiful film, and it's truly beautiful film. It's a tough, the subject matter on paper sounds tough, but it truly is a beautiful, beautiful film that I hope people will leave feeling uplifted from.
Yeah, I want to watch it. It looks like it's done very, very well. I'm like, oh, I got to watch that one too.
Brilliant.
Well, hey, I want to, Lindsay and Travis, thanks so much for joining us tonight. We had a great time, and it is an amazing movie. It was a great movie. My wife and I are going to see it Saturday here south of Cincinnati. So certainly wish you guys luck this weekend, and apparently next weekend. Travis, you set up in Canada as well. Is that correct?
That is right.
So I guess do me a favor, Lindsay. How can people find the film, learn more about the film? Where would you like to send them?
Absolutely. So Fandango is the best place to find local listings right now. AMC is our exhibition partner, but it's select theaters. So Fandango is the best place to go to find times and locations to watch 13 Minutes. And go watch it this weekend. See it Friday, see it Saturday, see it Sunday. This is the weekend to see it. So just get out there, bring everybody you know.
So how can people find you are you on social media? Can they follow you somewhere?
Absolutely. So I'm Lindsay.Gossling at Lindsay.Gossling. And my company is Involving Pictures, which is involving.
Very good. And Travis, the border's back open, so we're hoping to see you down here again this spring. I hope, right? But
you will.
It's sweet. So how can our listeners find you?
I'm on Twitter. I don't know what my handle is. I'm Travis. You can search through them. But no, I think it might be TJ Farncombe on Twitter, but I'm around.
So you use it a lot, is what you're saying. You're on there all the time.
I'm not.
You're
I'm
quite
no better
the follow.
at turning on my own television set.
In other words,
follow.
don't find me. Don't find me.
No, find me. But I don't know.
Highways and Hailstones has an Instagram.
Oh yeah, highwaysandhailstones.com is a really great place to start for sure.
Quick talk about that, because I think that's a neat site. Quick mention that.
Yeah, for sure. Highways and Hailstones is a site where chasers can come together as a community, have a place to kind of connect and display their content, and kind of create their own portfolio and display and showcase their storm chase lives in kind of a community setting. So we're working on lots of things, I guess.
Cool. Well, I appreciate you guys' time. Can I ask one more favor before you leave? Would you two give us a little sound bite? If Lindsay, you could start, say, hi, this is 13 Minutes film director Lindsay Gossling. And then Travis, you jump in and say, an executive producer, Travis Farncombe, and you're listening to the Stormfront Freaks podcast.
Absolutely.
All right.
You guys got that?
Second, and you're listening to the storm. Great.
So Lindsay, I'll have you start. You don't have to say that. I'm giving that challenge to Travis.
Okay.
So you start it, Lindsay, and say hi. It's 13 Minutes film director Lindsay Gossling.
Okay.
And that's it. And then Travis just jumps in and says, and executive producer, whatever title you want to use, and you're listening to the Stormfront Freaks podcast.
Whew. Okay.
Stormfront Freaks, that's a tongue twister. You guys have
This can be fun sometimes, especially if you've been drinking.
Okay, so I'm going to say, though, can I flip it the words a little bit? Can I just say
whatever you want. I just want to get 13 minutes in there.
Of 13 minutes?
Yeah, sure.
Or new film of the 13 minutes.
Sure.
Okay. Hi, I'm Lindsay Gossling, director of the film 13 Minutes.
And I am Travis Farncombe, producer and executive producer of 13 Minutes, and you are listening to the Stormfront Freaks podcast. Boom. Nailed it.
Excellent.
Right. Yeah.
Travis gets the last word.
Very good. All right. Well, guys, I appreciate it so much. You are welcome. If you've got nothing better to do with your evening, you're welcome to stick around while we record the rest of our show, which is a bunch of funny stuff. We show weather fools and stuff like that. But you're welcome to stick around. But I understand if you got to go, you can go too. But either way, we appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
This has been very cool.
This is the most fun podcast. You guys, you didn't just
Isn't
make
it? I know, right?
You need to let people know that they can drink and swear.
Yeah. And here's the truth. We used to do so pre-COVID. Like no one was familiar with the Zoom and this kind of meeting stuff, and this is how we always did it. And so pre-COVID, we would always meet with the guest ahead of time, right, and kind of fill them in. And we've got a guide, like a visitor's guide about the whole show and who's on the show and stuff like that, where we kind of let them know that. And we didn't have an opportunity. You guys have been so busy and promoting the show and all that stuff. We didn't have an opportunity to do that with you guys, but you can find us. We're a bi-weekly show. You can drink with us every other Thursday night if you'd like.
That's right.
Absolutely.
So thanks again. And,
Bye,
and
Maddie,
thank you so much. It was good working with you.
Thanks so
Maddie,
much.
you're muted.
Hi.
Yep.
Cool.
Have a
She's
good
gone.
rest of the show, guys. This was
All
a
right.
lot of fun.
Appreciate it,
Thank
guys.
you.
Good
Thanks,
luck.
Travis.
Good luck this
Thanks, Lindsay.
weekend.
Thanks,
See ya.
Travis. Thanks,
Thank
Lindsay.
you so
Cheers,
much.
guys.
You both are wonderful. Oh my
How
gosh,
do
that
I-
was so much fun. I feel like I had
was
so
fun.
many more questions to ask.
You guys are good. Every single question I had written down, I had 5 of them got asked. Every single one. I was like, well, okay.
Stealing
There
our
we go.
questions.
I know we
Stealing
didn't have enough
mine.
time, but it was still
It was
good. They
great.
That was
had
good.
great answers, and
That was really
it
good.
was
Yep.
their answers are obviously focused on the weather aspect of their show a lot, and which is cool.
Yeah.
That'll fit well.
I left. Jen cried. It was great.
I know.
I cried too. I was like, oh man, this is bad.
Wait till you see Un Traductor.
Really?
It's all in Spanish.
Oh my God, you saw 2 minutes of it, and you're
Yes. Yeah. When you just watch the trailer, okay? It's 2 minutes long. You'd be like, whoa. Okay.
okay. Well, good job, guys. You did awesome.
Are we done?
Thank you.
No.
No.
Now we got the rest of the show. We should have Angela and Dan maybe buzzing in now.
Yeah,
too.
Angela's
There's
here.
Angela. She's here.
Hey.
Being
Put her in,
naughty.
say hi.
Being
So what'd
naughty.
you think? You're driving. So what'd you think?
Oh, she's driving.
She's driving?
I like the green seatbelt.
Shh, wait,
Thank
we're
you.
still live.
Are those air shocks?
Do you watch?
I said, are those air shocks? You're really bouncing around.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's air ride, but yeah.
Right.
Air ride. Okay.
No, I thought it was great. I really enjoyed the movie. I had a little sneak peek. So I just need a sequel because I gotta know what happened after.
Yes, I know. We were talking
Yes.
about that before.
Yes.
Like that's
I want to
only
know what
thing.
happened to that Anne Heche character. God, she pissed me off.
And like
Sure.
being like growing up in small town Oklahoma, yeah, right there.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Interesting, sure.
That's awesome. They did such a good job. The detail, like hearing them talk, like Travis talk about like the insane amount of like attention to detail and making sure it was accurate was just, it was so exciting that they took that time, you know, and like
They were proud of it too, which is cool.
Yeah.
Right? They definitely took pride in that.
Well,
You can
Serena,
tell.
you made the point about the actual supercells. Like, I don't think in Twister there was an actual storm.
I don't think there was even like a wall cloud.
I haven't seen a movie yet that actually where there's like a real supercell and you're like,
Yeah. Even
had a couple.
there was even like the subtlety of there were a scene outside of a house and you could see the sky.
Yeah,
and
you
where
saw the towers.
Yeah.
Yep.
It
And all the
was neat.
mamadas. I mean,
Yeah,
that too.
Yes.
It was just it was
Yeah.
the little touches like that where it's like you could tell they just paid attention more so than
Now,
than
does
other
anybody
movies.
know what Travis was talking about when he said about Tescott?
I don't know that one.
No,
I
at
don't know.
first I thought
No.
he was referencing the tornado. He was trying to reference the tornado, but then he was like, "No, we didn't really reference it to anything." And so maybe that was his. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Well,
felt like
because it definitely looked like the Tescott tornado. I mean,
Okay.
Isn't that the one
I
that
think that's what he meant to
cover art?
say. I thought that's what he was referring to.
yeah, but he said something about how, everyone sort of knows that we referenced that in the movie, but I don't remember the Tescott reference.
Oh yeah, no, they didn't. I don't
I don't
have to
remember
watch
that.
it again. I don't remember.
No,
Yeah.
No.
So what I was talking about was like there was like the finger of God. You could read that somewhere in the
Yeah,
background, and I'm
yeah.
like, ha.
Yeah.
And then thinking about like the time when James Spann was on the air and the tornado passed over his family's house, and it's like, hey, has anyone heard from my wife? And like there was a couple things like that where I had these instant flashbacks from like this has really happened, like, or there was something like that. So. Those were the little
Yeah.
things I noticed.
That finger of God thing, that was pretty interesting, actually.
yeah.
Yes.
Did anybody else catch that?
The church sign,
I
right?
didn't.
Yeah.
It was like a sign that was down, and
Yeah.
it was upside
Wow.
down and backwards, but
Yeah.
it said the finger of God.
Yeah.
It was the only positive thing about Christians in the movie, just to let you know.
But it was accurate. Small town Oklahoma,
That's right.
100% accurate.
Yeah.
True facts.
Yeah.
True facts.
Yeah. I wonder how that is going to play though in the
Bible
Bible Belt.
Yeah, good question.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's a lot of shit going on in that little town.
They may give the finger of
But
God.
it's
You never
so
know.
true.
You know what
That's
it,
right.
it reminded me of? Do any of you remember the movie Crash in like 2004?
Oh my god, that was
Didn't
the
see it.
most devastatingly sad movie ever.
It was, but it was like Crash meets like storm chasing, like weather, because like in the movie Crash, like everyone's stories were all intertwined and combined. And I felt the same way in the first half of this movie too. I was like, oh, you know, and it even at the end ended up even more so. But I really felt like, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like Crash meets meteorology.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
Serena, that's such a great point, because I remember watching that movie. I wanted to like find a happy, like fun movie for my family for like the holidays. So
Oh
Jen-
God,
Jen,
you didn't
you
get
cried
that one,
everything.
did you? Merry Christmas. Oh my God, you would have been better off with Die Hard.
Right.
Oh my god.
Who invited Jen to Christmas?
What you do next year, Jen? Take him to see like the assassination of Abraham Lincoln?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Okay, so really quick, so now we have to finish the show. Has anybody started watching Squid Game or whatever it's
Yes,
called?
I finished
I
it.
haven't.
Oh my God,
finished it.
I've been told not to watch it just because it'll probably like bring me nightmares. But yeah, I'm not recommending like anybody watch that.
So there's different
What's Squid Game?
languages. It's on
Netflix.
Netflix. Different languages. If you watch it where it's where they dub in the English, it's like a bad kung fu movie, you know. And then, but if you watch it in the native tongue and then have it subtitles, it's supposed to be truer, because apparently you miss some stuff. Because in the beginning I was like, what the heck is this movie? And then I'm like, oh my goodness, what are they doing? You know? Yeah.
I've heard about it.
So
and
it's
I'm
like a Hunger Games kind of deal, is what I've heard, somewhat.
Yeah,
but
with Freddy
it's-
Krueger.
It's been the talk. It's been the talk of the town down
Yeah,
there.
it has
anyway.
been.
yeah.
All right, let's keep moving.
Finish the show.
I'm going to so let me record the intros. I'm going to do the pre-opening. Then I'll come with the opening. We'll introduce everybody. What are you drinking? We'll hit all that stuff. We'll edit that in. And then right after that, I'm going to go to break. What's everybody drinking? And then we're going to go to break. Okay, so this is going to be a little fucked up. But
My beer's
here
in
we
the
are.
freezer. I just realized. I better go get it.
All right, go get
Beer's
it.
in my
Yeah,
belly.
yeah,
It's all
me
gone,
too.
man.
Angela, I'm gonna put you in the green room.
Oh, she could stay. She
Can
can
she?
stay
Oh,
there.
okay.
Yeah, she's muted. Just
the
have her
bounce-
mute
the
herself
bounce-
or
the
something.
bouncing around was,
There we go.
making me seasick, but that's okay.
It's a hair commercial. Bouncing and
You're not
behaving.
supposed to be paying attention to me.
You're the only one with like a 9.0 earthquake going on. So
This is
you know.
correct, right?
I can thank California's highways for that.
Is that where you are?
That's where you are, huh?
Yeah, I'm in California. Yeah,
Oh, be careful.
headed to Bakersfield.
Oh, nice.
Pick up some
I got a
bacon.
friend up there.
It's a good taco joint. Whoa.
Did Greg just fall?
Wow.
Greg, you okay?
Greg, are you okay?
Greg.
Greg. I didn't see. I saw. I don't know. Did he go?
I felt like I saw an object. I don't know if it's
Greg.
He
Greg,
got
can
his
you
foot
hear us?
wrapped around the mic.
He's probably running to get something else to drink, maybe.
Let's hope so.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
Like
His
we do a
mic's- his
show.
mic's
and he needs
open,
an
so-
ambulance, right? It's like,
Greg,
oh
like
my
lift
gosh.
your hand up and wave if you're on
Greg!
the floor.
Nothing.
It's said he took his earbuds
Okay.
out, probably.
He
Oh,
did?
that's true.
Or were they ripped out from the fall?
But, well, I know that's a good. Whoops.
you guys are laughing. Come on.
I'm a little
You're gonna
nervous.
Probably
really
can't
bad.
start though with his mic open until. We know.
No, wait.
Greg.
As long as he gets up. He's
Greg.
falling and he
Wait,
can't
listen.
get up.
Jen, don't cry. It's
I'm-
not-
I'm trying not to.
So-
Oh my God, I really
I'd
don't.
cry
I
too,
saw
Jen.
an
That's
arm.
okay.
I saw an arm.
Yeah.
What?
Did you, he's like flailing.
There. Oh,
It's like-
there.
Oh,
Oh, there he
okay.
is. Man.
All right, good.
Greg, can you hear us?
Wow. He's like moving slow.
Yeah.
Greg.
Oh,
Hello, Greg.
Wow.
Greg.
He's oldie but goodie.
He doesn't have his headphones.
Oh.
Here they come.
Oh.
He's an oldie but goodie. Oh
Are
my
you
God.
okay,
I just
man?
spent the past
Are
3
you
minutes
okay?
wondering if you like
Are you
fell out
okay?
of
Did
your
you
chair.
fall?
Oh
You
no,
fell out of the chair like a seizure
No.
or something.
no, it was my mic fell. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
Jen.
unplug your earphones because we're yelling, Greg!
Greg, are you
Call
okay?
911! You know. Oh, glad you're okay, Greg. Jen was crying. She was crying for
I
you.
was crying. I was crying.
That seems to be the theme of the whole evening. Jen's crying about everything.
I am. It's just devastating. Oh my gosh.
All right, here we go. I'm going to do the quick pre-opening.
Do it.
In 3, 2. Hey, Storm Freaks, it's Phil, and it's all about the movie 13 Minutes, and we've got director and co-writer Lindsay Gossling, as well as executive producer Travis Farncombe in the studio. And more hashtag Weather Fools and some new WX resources all coming up on episode 143 of the Stormfront Freaks.
God bless you.
All right. Here we go. Okay, so I'm doing the normal intro. Hey, Greg, I'm going to throw out a little El Nino's plug again. And I'm going to say, hey, stop teasing us. When are you going to drop the next show? Something like that. Is that okay?
Yep.
Cool. Okay. And then we're doing, what are you drinking? And then I'm going to break. Okay.
Okay.
Hell of a show tonight, right? All right, coming in. 3, 2. Hold on.
Oh, whoops.
What happened to 1?
3, 2.
Phil, you okay? Phil, are you all right?
You're gonna make Jen cry.
Phil, come back.
All right.
I don't know if I can handle this.
3, 2. Hey, welcome to the most entertaining weather podcast. This is the award-winning Stormfront Freaks podcast. It's part of the Stormfront Freaks Network. I want to give a shout out and thanks to all of our Patreon members for supporting the show. We've got Dan and Angela in the house as well tonight. You can also join us if you go to patreon.com/StormfrontFreaks and go ahead and you can be live with us in the chat or even on the show with our guests. I mentioned we are a network, believe it or not. Not much of one, but we are one. And the other show in the Stormfront Freaks Network is El Nino's. It's the Tornado Hunters podcast. I haven't heard you guys say it much like that anymore, Greg, so we must have lost the that emphasis. But you can always catch El Nino's usually on the opposite weeks. I think Greg and the gang are about to come back off of their fall break with some new episodes. But you got to stop teasing us, Greg. When are you going to drop another show?
Yeah, we're gonna have one up next week.
No kidding. Okay, who do you got?
The next up is George Coronis, storm chaser from Canada. He has a show called Angry Planet, and really interesting cat.
Is he angry?
Oh, he's angry.
Really?
What's he drink?
He drinks something. But hey, on that cue, Maz, it's always happy hour every time we record. Certainly tonight's no different. It just kind of lets everybody know we like to have a good time as we sit around our poker table and kind of talk a little bit about weather. So we're going to find out what everybody's drinking and find out who's actually here tonight. MJ, I'm going to start up with you, our producer and our Skywarn coordinator up in Minnesota. What do you got?
Yeah, I got to do a little driving after the show, so I'm drinking Diet Mountain Dew tonight.
Oh,
sorry.
Where are you driving to?
I have to go out to our lake place and try to keep up with the falling leaves.
Wow.
Yep.
Are you guys have a fall break tomorrow, or how are you off of work tomorrow?
No, I'm going to work from there.
There you go.
From the morning, and then in the afternoon, I'm going to start.
There you go. COVID hangover. That's what we call that, a COVID hangover. All right, Serena, our former meteorologist at the Mount Washington Observatory. Usually have some kind of a weather-themed beer, but what do you got tonight?
I do. I have a beer that's called Life in the Clouds. It's a double dry hopped IPA, and it is spectacular.
Must be really dry, really hoppy.
Love it.
Very.
Wow. I went to like a beer tasting festival. This is a few years back, but they had this is a homebrew group, had a tent, and they had this hopped up IPA. But so coming out of the keg, in the tapper, they also had something filled with a bunch of hops. So as the beer came out, it also went through the hops before it came out the end of the tap into your beer. So that was like triple dry hopped, I think.
Cool. But did it have a weather name?
It did not. No, it wasn't that cool. So Maz, our former on-camera meteorologist in Cincinnati. Maz, what are you drinking tonight?
Well, hey, I got Braxton.
Yeah.
Garage beer.
Ooh.
And as you can tell,
Yeah.
I've already finished it, so it was a long introduction.
Crush it. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? That was a good 30, 45-minute introduction. Jen, our contributor and former social media specialist at the Weather Channel. You got some hot chocolate tonight, or what are we tipping back?
No, I actually got some sparkling water. That's what I'm tipping back tonight.
That's
I
crazy.
swear, though. So I will make a promise. I will make a promise to you, Phil.
Uh-oh.
Like one of the next 2 shows before the end of the year, I will have a drink. I will. Do
Okay, Jennifer,
Maybe
if that's
I'll take a
sparkling water, did you get that in Flint, Michigan, or what the
That's
heck?
right.
that. No, at the grocery
It's like a 2-liter. She's like popping back a 2. You know, Jen, this is what we call people like you. We call them OC, out of control. You are out of control. Greg, our storm chaser and photographer with the tornado hunters. What are you drinking?
I just can't even believe that Jen is still on this show. She never has a drink. It's not fair. I'm having my drink called 14 minutes. That's how long it's going to take me to drink it.
This is going to be quick. It's going to be quick. We better get this show going before we get further. So on that note, Greg, I'm going to go ahead and let you introduce the esteemed guest from the 13 Minutes film. All right. And then that's where the other 35 minutes comes in.
Did half of you expect him to start?
I did. I thought he'd start some kind of introduction. So, yeah. All right, I'm gonna go to break. So let me quick do the break. Break number 1. Really, it's the only break we have tonight. Coming in 3, 2. Hey, the 13 Minutes movie. That's got me hot to chase, guys, and I mean hot, right? I'm hot to chase. That wasn't that funny, but once you hear the interview before us, that's going to make a lot of sense. I swear to God, it really will. But chasers and storm freaks, they are converging on Midwest City, Oklahoma. If you guys know where that is, it's right near Oklahoma City. They're coming January 21st and 22nd to hear from some of the top chasers and forecasters across the country. The lineup of speakers and teachers, they've got some great teaching moments. You got to hear what this is. It's amazing. And many are actually past guests of our show. Reed Timmer, Gabe Garfield, Tim Marshall, Brett Adair, Jessica Moore is doing a photography session. Daniel Shaw from Australia is going to be coming up, and more. You can join us as well if you register at chasersummit.com. That's chasersummit.com to get all the details, and go ahead and register, get your tickets. So we'll see you January in Midwest City, Oklahoma. But on that, it's time for a break. Go ahead and, guys, grab your refill, and we'll be back with #WeatherFools and some great new WX resources for you. All right, show's over. That was it, guys. Good job.
I feel like there was a slight continuity problem in that.
Yeah, there was.
Thing, but that's okay.
I don't know where that hot to chase came from, but it's and the sad thing is I don't think it's going to seg well with the interview, but what the hell? Who cares, right?
It's okay.
All right. So now we're going to Weather Fools. So now we're at the second part of the show, right? So Maz, you are introducing #Weather Fools.
Right.
I have one.
Share your screens, folks, if you got one.
Oh, good call.
Or a resource, either way.
Who else has them?
resources.
I do.
Who's
Weather
that?
Fools.
Oh, Jen.
I have one.
Yeah.
And
I've
Serena.
got 2.
Wait, who's got what?
I've
Jen's got 2. Serena's
Yeah.
got 1.
I don't know who's on third.
Funny. And Phil's got 1. Okay.
I've
Anybody
got
else?
one.
Who? Yeah, just the 3 of you, right? All right.
So Maz, you can introduce that, and then make sure everybody please email me your link so we can add that to the show notes. We tell everybody to go to the show notes, and we're going to be doing those. We're going to try and turn this show over quickly so we can get it out hopefully before Sunday.
Episode
MJ, are
what?
you okay with that? I didn't ask you about it, but maybe I did.
Well, I'll have to be. So
He's just raking leaves, for crying out loud.
That's true.
I got nothing better to
He's
do.
working from home. You got all kinds of time, buddy.
That's
Episode
right.
what?
That's how that works.
Episode 143. I got that wrong. So 143 show notes.
Yes.
MJ, when I share my screen, if I want to share 2, like if I have 2 to share, do I share the window or the tabs?
share the window and then click the tab that you want to
Okay.
show.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
I will switch that.
Okay, and then and you're gonna come in, Maz, on the Who, right?
Yep.
And then we'll turn it over to Serena introducing WX Resources. And I didn't really have a song, so we're doing a Christmas song. I don't know. I didn't really have a song, so that's what we're going with.
All right.
That's really
It'll
loud.
be November 1st on Monday. So
Anything? Yeah, that's true. Anything you want me to say specifically about the weather resources beforehand?
It's just, cool websites, cool books, cool, equipment, just something cool that we want to share with people that has something to do with weather and
Okay.
can be used in the weather.
Who has weather resources tonight? Jen
I have
has
one.
I have one.
Jen 1, Phil 1, Greg 1.
I see no screens.
I have. Oh, sorry. I have one too.
Oh no.
Wait, Dan's driving too. Man, is everybody on the road?
Everybody's on there. Yeah. I see Serena's.
Okay, so Jen has one, Phil has one, Greg has one. Are they all websites or?
Mine is a website, yes.
Okay.
I
Yes.
see Phil.
Yeah, I'll get mine here. Hold on a second.
I'm trying to share. It's weird. Let me try it again. It says Chrome has lost permission to capture your screen. Follow these.
Uh-oh. MJ, say something.
Hello. What?
Okay, I thought you were doing Max Headroom again.
No, I was just making that kind of noise.
Okay.
I don't know.
Do you have Freak Fan Box?
I got one.
You do. Hey, talk a little longer because you do sound like you're.
I'm going to talk longer. Am I making? Is it sounding bad?
Does anybody else hear that? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it was okay before. Now it went bad.
Yeah. Something happened. I don't know what happened.
Hang on a second.
What'd you do? What'd you do?
What'd you
do?
Okay, how about now?
Tommy
Any
boy,
better or is it
anybody?
still the same way? Still the
No,
same?
it's good.
No.
Oh, no, it's not.
No.
No, it's back.
Yep.
Okay. Did it go away for
No.
No,
Not
that's
really.
worse.
a moment or not? Was it?
I
It
mean,
was
sometimes
better,
it's not there,
And
but
it's
it
bad.
pops
That's
up.
worse. It's worse now.
Well, now I can't hear any of you.
Hey. Okay.
That's even
all right.
worse.
That is worse. And he's gone. All right. So WX Resources, same thing, guys. If you've got a website, drop that in your email to me as well. And Serena, just let them know you can check out stormfrontfreaks.com and episode 143 show notes
Okay.
for links to those.
All right. Any better? It's still the same.
No, still the same.
Okay, and skip me. We don't have time to restart. Start's going to take.
And really,
Start.
Restart.
really quick, MJ, I don't know if this is, for some reason, it's not letting me share. So I'm just going to describe in extreme detail what's happening. And you
And
guys
we'll go, wow. Look at
Yeah.
that. Oh.
Yes. I
Okay.
have the links.
But we have to do like, no, like so that we're all doing it at the same time because otherwise it won't make sense.
Yes.
All right, so we're skipping MJ, and we'll
Show's
close.
getting shorter.
We'll close and we're done. Anybody any questions? We good? Dan, welcome to the show. He's chasing again. Holy fuck!
Is he really?
I don't know. Looks like it.
Light and
Driving
dark.
at night
dark.
doing something.
It's dark.
Wait, he's in the car wash.
She's chasing in the dark. You guys are both driving. We got Angela and Dan driving.
Totally safe. Nothing
Cool.
to be
Okay.
worried about.
All right. So Maz
Yeah.
coming in 3, 2.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back to the show. Time now for hashtag WeatherFools. This is the part of the show where people really wish they hadn't done what they just did. Or if they didn't wish that, they're just really, really bad weather fools. So kick us off for tonight is Jen. You're going to speak to us in Braille, I understand. Is that right?
It's exactly what I'm going to do. So I have two of them, and they're both related to the nor'easter that impacted the Northeast. earlier this week, but this is a crazy video right now. You've got power flashes because the wind was so strong. It was knocking down power poles and it set trees on fire. Like, look at that. Isn't that so crazy? And this guy is out there filming it with the fire, like the trees on fire. And
perfectly safe.
Down. Yeah, definitely.
Looks like he's got a helmet on. He's fine.
Yeah, exactly. So he's the weather fool right now because there's a huge power flash and explosion, and he's like trying to get back, and it's just like, what is he doing? He should not be out there. So we've got that one. Then we've got another one with all the flooding from the nor'easter, and you've got like several different cars in about 3 feet of water. Very high. I know, right? And then you've got this big van, like literally you can see all the streets in this intersection are covered in water. There's lightning, everything else. And there's a lady stuck in her car.
Look at that.
Yeah. And this van is just plowing right through it and splashing water everywhere. It's just, it's not being smart at all.
Wow.
So.
Wow. I don't even know if that made it across. Did that make it across? Didn't look like
it. I'm not sure. I don't even know.
Nothing good happens with a van. I'm just saying right now. So,
all right. It doesn't. Best weather pools ever, by the way. Yeah.
That was scintillating.
That was amazing.
I enjoyed that a lot. All right, Serena, can you top that?
I'm going to try. It's going to be really hard, but I also have a flooding one. And this is one where it's not just a truck, but with a trailer.
Does he have livestock back there?
A livestock trailer. It's a big truck. He's got a
great.
He didn't make it
through. Shocker.
Can't the cows hold their breath for a long time?
So, anywho, it's hoping there were no animals in there, but another yahoo who thinks they can drive through floodwater.
Pigs. If they're the pigs, they probably can't hold their breath as long as the cow's good. That's what I read that somewhere. I swear to God.
It's crazy. Sorry. Okay, Phil.
Yeah, I got something. I do. It's been hard. It's been hard. You guys don't know how hard it's been finding weather fools. It's been really hard, Jen. You're rubbing off on me. But hey, so this is from Twitter, Josh Cozart WX. A lovely day at Walt Disney World. Yet it's storming outside, and if you watch the video, this is at Walt Disney World, and you see the lightning, like right there. And he's just hanging out outside. He might be under a tree, but if you got lightning that close, a tree is not where you want to be at Walt Disney World when you get weather like that. They had some storms go through there today. You guys saw that?
Yeah, look at all that lightning. He is not. I don't even know why he's. Yeah.
Now I will say this, Mickey Mouse, I have also read that mice can hold their breath for like 5 minutes underwater. I mean, it's amazing how long. So Mickey and Minnie, they're fine. I'm not worried about them, but Josh, different story.
True facts. Very true facts.
All right. Well, if you want to catch those videos and probably the director's cut as well on that one, you want to go to stormfrontfreaks.com. Click on episode 143 in the show notes section.
Christmas is in the air.
So I guess with weather resources today, we're viewing it as a gift. That's why we're playing Christmas music. Otherwise, I don't understand why we're doing that. But here we go. We are talking about weather resources. These are going to be cool websites or things that we find that we think could be really helpful to you guys out here in the weather community. So I'll go ahead and start. I've got two. The first is, you won't hear me say the word climate very often. Being a meteorologist, I feel like if you're a climatologist, you should talk about climate. If you're a meteorologist, you should talk about meteorology. But there's something really cool about being able to take a look out.
Wow, you're taking a stand with that comment.
Yeah, I am. Sorry.
Wow. We're going to start getting letters.
Yeah, that's okay. I got to keep MJ busy. I think I love this website because it allows you to look out a week, 2 weeks, a month, 3 months out in advance and see how are things trending. And there is some serious cold air that is going to be making a plunge down towards the Midwest and the Mid-Atlantic regions. We're looking at some seriously cool air coming. And because you are listening to this podcast, you are also now in the know. So if you check out websites like this, like the Climate Prediction Center's website, it can help keep you in the know too really well. The second resource I have.
So are you a cold weather person, Serena? Do you like that? Like, you like the cold weather,
Or do you prefer laying on the beach?
Being in New England now, I've definitely getting more and more acclimated. So I'm enjoying it more as time goes along. It's been really warm here all this fall, and so it's gonna be cold.
Sorry, acclimated. That doesn't sound too like excited. Like, oh, I love the cold. No, I'm getting acclimated to the cold weather.
Yeah, that's me in November. Come December through like March, I'm like, yes, nor'easters. I'm acclimating.
That's fair. That's fair.
I got to be honest.
That's fair.
And so then the other weather resource I have is for this huge outbreak that we just had, 4 or 5 days ago here. The St. Louis office of the National Weather Service has just recently released kind of an overview and talked about storm tracks and tornado tracks, the EF ratings, summaries of it, the path lengths and widths, all the information that you would like, pictures, really going through the details of all the tornadoes that occurred in that outbreak. So a real fun opportunity to just totally geek out on some recent weather information if you guys missed the chase. So those are my two. Jen, how about we go over to your weather resource?
Yes. So I'm going to share my screen. It's an incredible weather resource. So I love the Storm Prediction Center, and this is in lieu of the movie 13 Minutes, where we just talked to them about it. And so there's so many different unique resources of the Storm Prediction Center. It's so easy for us to just look at the severe weather outlooks, but it's great for weather forecasting too. And especially if you just want a quick, like, split-second view of what is all the conditions like right now, from basically, 700 millibars, 500 millibars to the surface, to even higher than that, all the things. So I love going to the comp map, which we will have a link to this in the show notes, but you can literally layer everything on top of each other, looking at the temperatures, the dew points, the CAPE, lapse rates, surface obs, all of that. And it's really fun if you want to look at different discrepancies and different things, just to get a quick snapshot of what it's like across the United States. So I'm a huge fan of that if I just want to take a quick peek at everything. So that is my weather resource.
Nice. Can't go wrong with something from the Storm Prediction Center. That's awesome. Greg, tell us about your weather resource.
Well, my weather resource is, I think kind of an interesting one. It's called the Global Hazards Weekly Bulletin. And this is a website which catalogs anything that has happened in week by week, day by day, or anywhere on Earth, and you can actually, like, just as an example, this week, Japan volcano Mount Azo erupts, spewing ash, smoke miles into the sky, and you can click on it and get more information about it. And it's amazing how much stuff actually goes on that you never hear about on the news. And you can actually, find it here on this Global Hazards Weekly.
I just saw yellow fever in Venezuela.
I know. So did I.
It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
That can't be
It's
good.
really cool, though. I don't think I've ever, great find, gold star there. Right.
All right, so I'm going to claim this now, Greg. We're going to start an additional podcast where it's just going to kind of be a global news podcast of destructive crap like this, and we're just we'll cover this. We'll just look at the website and say, hey, did you hear this happened in Puerto Rico, and did you hear this happened in the Philippines?
Yeah, well, this is like this week, Australia's biggest ever hailstones. Damaged cars and shattered windows in Queensland.
That was How big is it?
I don't know. I don't know how big it is, Maz.
I think they were like 6 inches or something, like somewhere in the ballpark of 6. I thought I remember reading.
No.
It was the biggest.
No South Dakota hailstone, but it was big.
It was good for Australia for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Greg. That's a fantastic resource. Yeah. Phil, what you got?
All right, so this is a mouthful. So I'm gonna try and get this out. So I go to this for have an opportunity to see, like, especially when I'm chasing or if I know there's storms going up somewhere, to basically access what I call goes 220, 221, whatever it takes. And if you've seen Mr. Mom, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't, and that has obviously dated me quite a bit, this gives an opportunity to basically pull up a number of the GO satellites, as well as others across the world. But you can zoom in. So let's do this here. And it basically gives you all of the cloud cover, precipitative cover. There you can see the low there happening. But anyway, you pull it up. But if you go, like we were just talking Florida, right? Let's pull up Florida. They were having some storms earlier today. We saw, who was it, Josh in Florida, was probably outside at Disney World when he shouldn't have been. And it gives you an opportunity to kind of see a loop of the cloud cover. Now, the other thing you can do, and if, those of you that like to do videos and talk about weather, you can do things like, hey, and if you see right here, and you can draw on it, circle the things you want to highlight. There's a follow feature, which basically allows you to, let's say there's a supercell you want to follow and then record that video. You can just track that supercell and it'll follow the supercell and not be stationary on a geographical point. But there's lots of other stuff I guarantee you can do with this.
Wow.
That I don't know how to do, but this is Colorado State's Regional and Mesoscale Meteorology Branch Slider. So it's short, that's RAMB, RAMMB slider. So actually you just go to Google and you search RAMMB slider, it'll take you right to it. But really neat. You can check out the whole world. It's awesome.
Oh, I have a better idea, Phil. Why don't they go to the Stormfront Freaks website, stormfrontfreaks.com, check out episode 143 show notes, and you're going to be able to see all these links. And this is a week I think you're going to really want to see all these links. So go there and check it out.
You are brilliant.
You are brilliant. That's a better WX resource than all of ours combined.
I know it.
That was amazing. Hey, I got a special little treat for you guys tonight, just because I feel like handing out Christmas gifts. You guys remember Gary England's wasted weather clip?
Yeah.
Clear and mild. Then we're going to have warm nights and hot days. Is that a surprise? I've done about 30,000 of these shows. And
He's like celebrating his last show.
How many ways can you say hot? Anybody got any
Exactly how we should have gone out. It's
And
perfect.
maybe a little bit cooler Sunday, Monday time frame.
I don't know, good old Gary. So, hey, that just about does it for this episode of Stormfront Freaks podcast. Thanks for listening and watching. Before I announce our next guest, if you like the show, don't forget to subscribe to or follow Stormfront Freaks Network so you get notified and receive the latest episodes of our show and El Niños delivered right to your podcast player the moment they get released. You can also visit patreon.com/StormfrontFreaks and check out all the ways you can do more with us and we can do with you in supporting the show, whether it's live access to view and chat during our raw video recordings like tonight with our 13 Minutes guests, or exclusive merch, maybe even join us and our guests in the green room. All you got to do, visit patreon.com/StormfrontFreaks to join the team. And those of you that already are, thanks for supporting the show. We got an awesome group. We've also started a, what's that social platform?
Discord.
Discord. Ding, ding, ding. That was good. Good job, Greg. You win the prize. We started a Discord with a lot of our guests that we've had on the show before and our Patreon members. So it's kind of a neat way to be checking in. A little quieter right now with not so many storms going on, but it's always a fun group to listen in. A special thanks as well. We already congratulated them earlier, but Lindsay Gossling and Travis Farncombe. You guys got to make sure you check out this movie. We haven't had a good, storm disaster kind of flick for a while, and this certainly is an outstanding one and adds a little bit of drama on the front end as we talked about character development and all that. It's a good show, so make sure you check that out this weekend, 13 Minutes. And let's go around, Freaks, kind of find out how people can follow you guys, find your content. Greg, we'll start with you. Where can people find you and Camera Easy?
Tornado Greg on all social media, and like you said, Camera Easy. That's my website where I teach people how to use their cameras.
That's cameraeasy.ca.
.ca.
Because it's Canada website.
Canada. It's Canada.
Right?
Canada.
All right, Jen, we'll go to you. How can people follow you? Find your podcast.
Yes, Jennifer Weather on Instagram and at jwatson_WX on Twitter. Somebody else has Jennifer Weather on Twitter, and I'm trying to grab it. Yeah, I know. And they're not
Find out where they
posting.
live.
Exactly.
Don't worry. We'll take care of it for you. You got it. Don't worry. Not a problem.
I love it, Phil.
That's like Sylvester Stallone. That was horrible. All right, Maz, how can people follow you, find you?
I'm like Travis. You can't find me anywhere. Just saying. So I don't know.
It's not worth it. Is that what you're saying? Not worth it? Is that what you're saying, or what?
He didn't know where he was.
Okay.
Anyway,
he's an enigma.
Let's see. Where am I? At
Money.
Money. Thank you. Money Storm for you. Yes. And drinking. Greggles is drinking.
He also logs in a lot.
He does. Yeah. Serena, how about you?
For me, everything is WX Serena with a CY to confuse the hell out of you. So you can find me on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Twitter.
Very good. You can find me on Twitter at PhilStormPod and right here at Stormfront Freak. Hey, our next episode, we're back recording on Thursday, November 11th. We are recording raw for our Patreon members with storm chaser and photographer Jim Tang is going to be joining us. Amazing photographer and chaser. So we're looking forward to finally getting him on the show. You can join us and watch live through patreon.com/stormfrontfreak. So for Greg and MJ and Jen, Maz, Serena, and we got Angela and Dan here as well. I'm going to go ahead and signal the all clear, and we're going to catch you guys next time. Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. I love it.
Who said bye-bye?
Me.
That was good. You have a really good voice.
So Serena, I bought your book on Amazon for all my friends' kids.
That's adorable. Oh, that's so sweet of you. If you have them sent to you, I'll and you reach out to me, I can sign little white plastic sticky things, and I'll sign them, and you can tape them, stick them on the back cover of the book, so they can all get signed books.
Nice.
That'd be awesome.
So reach out, find me.
Reach out, find me. Boom, boom. Who sings that song?
Freddie and
George Michael.
Reach out, touch me.
I thought it was Touch Me.
It's George Michael, isn't
I
it?
think it is George Michael.
No.
So Angela, you know how to get a hold of Serena? DM her or something on Twitter.
Yeah.
Find me, WX Serena for everything.
With a Y.
Pretty sure I already follow you, so I'll just have to go. Maybe.
There's a silent Q in there somewhere.
What else was I going to say? Oh, I was going to mention that your book, Serena, it's very foxy. It is very foxy.
Thank you.
It's so good. It's so
Thank
good.
you.
It's like an amazing, probably the best one.
Well done. Way to go, Maz.
Nice.
I was in college then.
He's pulling out the college bands. I love it.
Yeah.
So wait, when is the 150th episode of our podcast? Because that's coming up soon, right? In February?
7 episodes.
14 weeks.
Yeah, February and March.
There's some math for you.
That's about it. Calculus.
February? Probably February.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the calendar.
It wasn't a very exciting time to try and get together and do anything, so I'm still all about picking a chase week end of May.
Yeah,
early
That's what my
June.
chasecation is.
Yeah, so I'm still thinking that. So I haven't had much time to think about it lately because I've been trying to nail down our 13 minutes guess, but
We can
we
always
got that little help from MJ, and we got it figured out.
By the way, good job, Phil.
Yeah.
Hey, MJ was involved in a lot of that.
Good job,
so,
MJ.
Yep.
Yeah.
MJ, good luck editing this episode
I
too. by
know
the way.
this will be fun. Sorry,
This is a puzzle.
Fun.
It's a good one. Yeah, I was thinking we should, at some point, Midwest would be fun, but we could also do a Mount Washington rendezvous at some point.
What would be the best time of year to do that, Miss Serena?
If you want crazy weather, the winter.
Winter? Okay.
But it's one of those things that we'd have to do it now. I'd have to reach out to them and try to schedule something.
Reach out,
now.
touch faith.
I think
Reach-
February
them.
February 10th is the 150th recording. It'd be February 10th.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
Okay.
Then, no, I can't.
Also, not going up 10,000 feet or whatever.
I want to.
No, I would love to do that. I just this winter. No, maybe that'd be something. Maybe we can start planning for next winter.
Yeah.
Get a little heads up and let Serena do her magic.
I'll just go up there then by myself.
I'll go with you. I'll still go there.
Are you going up there this year?
No, but if you guys wanted me to go up there for this and like do this from up there,
Ooh, live shot.
Oh,
I could.
we could do that.
It's up to you guys.
Do they actually have internet up there?
Yeah.
I will come and join you, Serena. I wanna
be
I'm
awesome.
sure Angela and Dan could drive you.
The 175th.
True. This is true.
What's that one?
Oh, God, you want to
it's
do
just
that kind of
okay,
math?
just another milestone.
You pissed him off so bad he just left.
He just was like, I'm out of here.
Phil, I'm done.
Right.
Phil, can we
Doing that.
promote that that we recorded tonight for the film, like the movie this weekend? Okay.
Yeah, it's the embargo ended on Monday, so we can talk about the movie and you can add your critique and you can do whatever you want. Yep.
Okay, cool. Promote that they were here.
Well, they lost power in Dallas.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't get Jen started. She's gonna be crying. Again.
She's
Jeez.